SunshinehazeCo. I am Aja, and this is your video, or my video. This is the video on the Aries new moon that is happening tomorrow. I'm a day ahead. Wanted to get this information out early so you guys could get the tea quickly and swiftly before the lunation happens. I'm gonna start this right away. I don't know what I was getting ready to tell you guys. This is gonna be a full moon in the sign of Aries. So quickly, just to give a little bit of background into what a full moon is, it's when the moon is opposite the sun and the side of the moon that is facing us is illuminated. So energetically speaking, we're speaking to illumination, clarity. Full moon also symbolizes a time of release, and the moon is also associated with our emotions and spirituality. So intuition, spiritual happenings picking up during this time as well. Okay. It is in the sign of Aries, the ram, which is cardinal fire. It's the first sign of the zodiac, first sign of the spring, first excuse me, first fire sign. All right. I did mention that this moon is tomorrow. I'm early. I'm excited about that, guys. It's tomorrow, October 20th. It's happening at 10:57 in the morning, and that's Eastern Standard Time. If you want to take a look at what time it's actually happening for yourself, or for wherever you are. And it's happening in 29 degrees, which I will get into the numerology a little bit later on in the video. So to start, this moon, like I said several times now, is in the sign of Aries. Aries energy, if you know any Aries people, they are definitely hot fire. Okay. Aries energy is initiative, it's determined, charismatic. Aries energy is big. Okay. Optimistic, confident. Aries people tend to be leaders. They tend to be they tend to take charge. Excuse me. They don't like to ask or wait for permission. And Aries on the shadow side can be impulsive and selfish, and also a little emotionally combustible. When Aries is operating in their shadow energies, they tend to react a little bit emotionally and not in the most positive way. Okay, so there are a few points that I want to hit here for this. I was gonna say this retrograde. No, you guys, the retrogrades are ending. We still got a few going on, but this is a full moon video. A few points I want to hit here. So the first is, before I go into this first point, speaking to the full moon, we see a lot of, anytime the moon does something big, like a new moon or a full moon, you see a lot of on the internet, full moon rituals, new moon rituals. But what I see a lot of is people speaking about manifesting new things when it comes to the full moon. This is not a time to manifest new things. The full moon marks the midpoint of the lunar cycle, which is the beginning of the end. You don't start something new in the middle. You know what I mean? So the way that I like to speak to full moon energy is, one, of course, release, illumination, clarity, all those things, but it is the point to where you start to prepare for the next cycle. So when it speaks, especially because we have a lot of cardinal energy and initiative energy with this fire moon, it's a little bit more prominent, wanting to start new things, but just be very, very mindful. This is a time to prepare for it. So get your clarity, get your course of action. That way, once we hit this new lunar cycle, you are prepared to charge forward and do the things that need to be done. All right. Full moon is not manifest new. Full moon is, make sure you got everything together. So when it's time to manifest the new, you are prepared. All right. So moving into the first point, one of the main things that we're going to be looking at with this Aries energy, with Aries being cardinal, that first sign of the spring season, which the spring season also carries this new energy. So it's like double cardinal, fresh, new energy, but we're dealing with a full moon, right? So what we're going to be looking at is, what have we initiated that needs to be completed? What have we started that we maybe have, either fallen off on the wayside with, or maybe we're just taking a very long time to complete? This full moon bringing in illumination, bringing in clarity, giving us some insight into, okay, these are the things, especially with our passion projects, okay? These are the things that I started. These are the things that I care about. These are the things that I want to do. And for whatever reason, life, comes at you fast, or I've had to work, or, I've been busy, I haven't had the resources, whatever the case may be. Over the next couple of weeks, you may definitely see some of these things start to pop up and start to realize, hey, that was something that I was working on and I haven't worked on that in a while. Or, hey, that was something that I was really excited about and then I couldn't do it, but it might be coming back around, or I'm feeling like I want to try again. These things are going to be popping up. Now, again, just keep in mind, this is the full moon. So right now you're gaining clarity on how to proceed forward. You're not necessarily proceeding forward at the moment, getting your clarity, mapping out your path. And once we hit the Scorpio new moon, yes, because we're in Libra season now. Once we hit the Scorpio new moon, you'll be able to move forward with the things that you are getting prepared with for the next lunar season. I hope y'all got that one, because that one was hard to get out. Excuse me. The next card, y'all, this is not a tarot reading, this is a full moon video. The next point that I have is speaking a little bit to that Aries selfishness. And now oftentimes you hear people talk about Aries, especially when you start talking about the signs that you don't like. I don't know, sometime next month is the Scorpio new moon. Probably like the 6th or the 7th is when the Scorpio new moon will be. Like I want to say the second week of October. I'm sorry, the second week of November. Excuse me. Now, going back to what I was saying, you hear people, especially when we start talking about the signs you don't like, speaking to Aries, and they're always like, oh, Aries is so selfish. And while that is true, when Aries is operating on their shadow side, we're going to be tapping into this energy in a more positive light over the course of the next couple of weeks. It's actually time for you to be selfish and actually look at where you need to give yourself some more love, some more light. And the main point with that is to look at where you've been holding yourself back, or where things in your life have been holding you back. Again, this is the full moon, so you're getting that light shining down on you. This is also a time where your intuition is heightened, so pay attention to the way that you feel about things. If you are in a position to where you've got this project, or you've got this thing that you want to come into, especially going back to the what did we initiate, right? And you feel like there's a blockage here, and you don't know why you feel like there's a blockage here, explore it, because you're most likely right. Your intuition is popping. It's in a cardinal sign right now, okay? And also, with that being said, looking at where you need to be selfish. People say Aries are selfish all the time. However, I can attest to this because I do have, my best friend is an Aries. She is somebody, and the people that I know that have this Aries energy, while they are wild and they do sometimes just be thinking about themselves, she's somebody that I notice will do everything for everybody else before she even considers doing anything for herself. That is something that you need to move away from during this full moon. So looking at where you're sending your energy out, and if it's needed, one, and two, if you can afford to do that. And that's to say, are you going to burn yourself out if you keep putting your energy in these spaces? Is it beneficial to you to keep putting your energy in these spaces, in these places, and in these people? And what is the return on it? Is it helping you grow? Is it putting you in any type of position that is going to bring something in for you? And this is not to say to move through life like, oh, I'm only doing things to get a return, but move through life to where you're not putting your energy out there if you're not seeing anything coming from it. Either there needs to be progression, or there needs to be some sort of abundance coming with it, okay? If you're in these positions to where you cannot move forward because your energy is attached here, or because you're doing X, Y, and Z for so-and-so around the way, you're going to need to reconsider that. And with this being a full moon, and with that heightened intuition, it's possible that you may not have to sit down and work through it yourself. It'll probably just be presented to you. You might just have a little epiphany moment like, dang, that's my homie, but I don't really think I need you working on this project with me. Like, you don't feel it like I feel it. Like, we could still be friends, but you are causing a blockage over here. Might need to let that go as far as this work relationship is concerned, okay? So that's just an example. But looking at where things are causing a little bit of pushback in regards to your goals and your path, okay? What else do I have here? For the last point, as far as Aries energy is concerned, I've got action and motivation, okay? We just came off of the summer season, and I don't know about y'all, but where I'm at, it got cold for a few days. It's it's gonna rain in a little bit, but then it was warm. So naturally, energetically speaking, we're moving into a time to where the energy is starting to get a little bit lower. Anytime you move into the fall season, y'all know about SAD, y'all know about all the things, right? So energy is getting a little bit lower, especially when we start to move towards that Scorpio energy in the fall season. Is going to get deeper, more intense, more subconscious. It's not going to be as popping and as light and as fun as it was in the summertime. So with that being said, this is definitely a time to where we need to be mindful of how we're moving. And with this being a full moon, and with it being a fire full moon and a cardinal full moon, this energy is going to come in and help show us where we need to start making some moves. where we haven't been making moves, or how we've been thwarted from making said moves, whatever the case may be. It is also possible, because this is a moon associated with a sign that is in fire, which is all about action, that new ideas on how to keep yourself active over the course of the fall and the winter will be presenting themselves to you. It is the end of a couple of retrogrades, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of new opportunities and new things start coming in. Just, take the next couple of weeks, and 2 weeks is not a long time, y'all. Just take the next couple of weeks to really think through everything that's coming in for you before you make any big decisions, okay? All right, I want to talk a little bit about the aspects before I go into the numerology for this full moon. I hope I haven't been saying new moon this whole video. I do that all the time. My bad, y'all. This is a full moon in Aries. It will be opposite Mars. It's going to square Pluto, and it is conjunct with the star Alphurg. And those are funny. These star names crack me up. Now that I'm starting to study and learn more about the stars and like asteroids and points and stuff, when I read these names, I'm like, who was named that? Like what were they doing back in these ancient times, and why were they naming themselves these things? But okay, so first let's speak to Mars. Mars is the planet of instinct, of action, right? And so with this being opposite Mars, there's a little bit of a notion to be careful of impulse. However, with this being however, with this being the being a full moon, there's an aspect of emotion. So we are really going to be in this space over the next couple of weeks to where we're just really, our fires are really ignited to really wanting to get back into these passion projects, get back into the things that bring us joy, bring us abundance, that we know we're successful, or I'm sorry, that we know we're talented at and can bring us success, okay? Also, this moon will square Pluto. Pluto brings in that, and I was speaking to this about the Scorpio energy, but speaking to Pluto, a little bit deeper, a little bit more intuitive under the surface. So be mindful of making moves during the next couple of weeks that are, what is the word I'm looking for? Emotionally impulsive. Because that is an energy coming in with Pluto. So with that being said, especially with Mercury going direct but us still being in the shadow period, I would not be surprised if certain conversations are triggers for people. Just, when you start feeling these feelings in conversation, when you're aware of the energy, you can actually catch it and correct it, so to speak. So just, people are still going to be a little on edge and a little reckless with communication, because we are in the shadow period of an air retrograde, an air Mercury retrograde. So a little reckless with the mouth, and our response is to be a little reckless in the way that we emotionally present ourselves. So just be mindful of, hey love, oh, I should start doing lives during the day. Everybody's online. I like it. Hey guys. Just be mindful of the way that you're communicating and the way that you are responding during the next couple of weeks, okay? And also, now going back to that star, the conjunction with Alphurg, this is a star that is associated with the energy of like success and achievement and like preparation. So all of this tying back into, and when I was looking at the degrees, like the moon and this star, they're literally like right on top of each other, okay? These things that we're passionate about, the what did we initiate, the things that we need to see coming in. Yes, the Pluto square, but Pluto square, once you're mindful of it, you can, like I said, you can kind of catch it. You can kind of catch it and correct it. But with this star, this conjunction to Alphurg, there is this fire, this willingness, this drive to get back into alignment with ourselves. This is a time for us to do the things that we need to do, and also that we want to do, the things that are desirable to us, and like I said, that bring us joy, the things that make our hearts beat, okay? And with this positive, abundant energy attached to this star, whatever you're gaining clarity on over the next couple of weeks, don't be surprised over the course of the next 6 months, even leading up to the next Aries full moon next year. If you see these things start to play out in an abundant way that you could not even have imagined, just right now is the preparation period for it, okay? Now, speaking to the numerology, y'all know I love me a master number. This lunation is in 29 degrees, so it's catching the end of this Aries energy, okay? 2, harmony, balance, peace, cohesion, positivity, right? And 9 is all about ascension and and new chapters and moving into new spaces and spirituality and connection, and moving into like these collective spaces. Together they break down into 11, which is master number energy. And y'all know 11 is my favorite because that is my life path. And just briefly speaking to 11 energy, that's enlightenment. There's a lot of creative and artistic energy there as well. And there's an energy of healing too. So with this full moon being in Aries and being in this 29th degree, there is an aspect of, you know, really getting some enlightenment and some illumination and enlightenment into the things that need to be done, the things that need to be moved out, so that we can put ourselves into these spaces to where we are literally aligned with our highest good, so that we are doing the things that we signed up to do, that we set ourselves up to do before we even came into this lifetime. Okay. This is happening on an 8-day. 8 is all about cycles, infinity. That was way too fast, and even though I have my glasses on, I don't even know. I read like the first sentence, but I'll go back and read it later. Happening on an 8-day. 8 is the number of cycles and infinity and karma. So this cardinal energy and this being in Aries and this 29, this master number breaking down to the master number energy, it's almost like it's like a little fire being lit under our butts, because I don't want to say ASS because YouTube sometimes don't be messing. Y'all know how it goes. But there is this drive here. It's almost like we're kind of going to be like sitting in our seats like, okay, I'm getting all this together. All right, I got my planner, I got my snacks, I got all my resources, I got everything, and I'm ready to go. So that is, and we're dealing with a little bit of an anxious, but a positive anxious energy over the next couple of weeks, because over fall season, what a lot of people are going to be doing is probably getting into themselves and working on their own projects. And once we hit the beginning of next year, especially going into the spring season, you guys are going to be surprised with everything that comes out by way of people that you know, the celebrities, these things, and these different, you know, corporations and organizations. Like, there's going to be a lot of work that's being done, and right now everybody's getting excited about what they're going to be doing, and they're preparing for the work that's coming in. Okay. I mentioned earlier already that the retrograde is ending, so I'm not going to speak to that quickly. Rituals. I have a lot of cardinal energy in my chart, you guys, so I do my rituals a little bit bigger when we hit cardinal moons. So for me this time around, this is cardinal fire, which is funny because I actually don't have a lot of fire in my chart, but I have a lot of Cancer and Capricorn. Okay. So what I will be doing is cleansing all of my decks. I'll be using the fire element by way of coal smudging. I like to write not in my notebook. I like to write full moon intentions. I don't have any more colored note cards. I knew I forgot something at the store. So what I will probably do is take a regular note card or a regular piece of paper and write in like red ink or another color associated with Aries. That's like the first one that comes to mind. Maybe orange is associated with Aries. I don't know, y'all. Write my intentions. And with full moon intentions, you want to speak to things like I release, I let go, I no longer, also speaking to gaining clarity, I understand, I can see, this is clear, X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. And again, speaking to this fire element, I will read my intentions out loud. I'll probably hold some like Aries stones in my hands. I typically do that when I read my intentions. I'm getting ready to do some readings after this. I've already picked out my Aries stones, so if anybody's interested, I'm going to be using fire agate, red jasper, and bloodstone. But I'm prepared, y'all. Did I write down some more stones? I did. Black kyanite, bloodstone, hematite, fire agate, red jasper. Just kidding. I didn't write down that. I didn't write down a lot more. But Google is free. Just type in stones for Aries. What else do I do for my rituals? I'll probably make some moon water. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it just yet, but you know, bless it. Everything as far as I'm concerned, spirituality is all about intention. So everything that you do is intention. Congratulations! That's awesome, and that's dope to be moving in with this cardinal energy. That's what's up. Congratulations to you. That's funny that it sounds like you moved during a retrograde, and I actually moved into my apartment during a retrograde as well. But I love it here. Every now and then it gets a little crazy over here, but I like it. Um, Probably gonna make some moon water, which is just blessing. I'll sit it outside because the people on my floor are cool. They don't steal my things. Sit it outside to charge under the moon. I will smudge all of my stones, all of my decks, and I'll put those in the window because I'm not going to play with those. They might steal my stones and my cards, so those will be inside. And let them charge under the moon. Release and charge under the moon because I do speak a lot to full moon energy being a release. Word, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. However, because you're cleansing and because I'm sitting it in the moon, and I just speaking to my own energy, I have a lot of lunar energy in my chart. I do speak with intention for the moon to also charge my stones. So speak intentionally for whatever it is that you want to come in for you with this. I want to say new moon so bad because I keep thinking of Aries energy, but this is a full moon, guys. Speak with intention, positive intention. It is a full moon, so you can burn your intentions. It's fire. As long as you're being safe, find a way to incorporate that element. It's not really warm outside anymore, so unless you're somewhere warm, I don't really know what to tell you, but if it's somewhere warm, you can go outside and bathe in the sun for a little bit, wear some sunscreen, all the things. You can wear some red clothes, get into the Aries energy. Again, just all about intention, you guys. And that is all I got for you. All right, so to wrap it up, this full moon is a reminder of what we started and what we need to finish. Also for us to take a little bit of time to be selfish, okay, guys? And also get clarity on a course of action. The people that will be most affected by this moon are obviously people who have a lunar placement of Aries in the 29th degree. People with a lot of Aries in their chart, a lot of cardinal energy in their charts. What else? 29 degree or within the orb of 29 degrees in your chart, or wherever you find that in your chart. All of these things I'm saying, wherever you find that in your chart, you should expect to see a shift happening there. And what else, guys? What else? People with a lot of first house influence, or if your chart's ruled by the first house, because that's associated with Aries, this is a moon for you. And what else? That's really it. That's all I got. Okay, guys. Quick, shameless plugs. It is still October, so October tarot forecast for all the signs are up. What else I'm gonna do like a pick a card spread for the full moon probably tomorrow. I'm gonna record them today though. That's what I was talking about. That's why I got stones ready. That's why I knew the stones. What else is up? We did just finish a couple of retrogrades. We're still in the shadow period, so check out the retrograde series. Mercury and Jupiter just went direct, and Saturn went direct like a week or so ago. And what else, you guys? People love the COVID readings, so if y'all want to watch the COVID readings, I may not have that linked in there, but it's on my channel. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch y'all next time. Give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. And if you want to keep up with more free astrological game, hit the subscribe button for me. I appreciate it. I will catch y'all next time. Happy full moon. Peace.